What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Lonnie Reacts, and today we are back with another reaction video. This is another video by Casual Geographic, one of my favorite YouTubers. This video is titled Top 10 Most Criminally Misunderstood Animals. Now off rip, I really don't know what animal I should say is misunderstood. There's a lot of them. I think gorillas are pretty misunderstood. Um, in my honest opinion, I think gorillas are chill. Just respect them, like respect their space, respect what they do. Don't look at them. Don't look at them in the eye. Excuse me, like eye to eye. They don't like this shit. Just respect them, basically. But other than that, I really can't think of any other misunderstood animals. Maybe an elephant. Maybe hippos. Are hippos misunderstood, or are hippos just really aggressive? Like, who knows? But yeah, let's just jump into this video, man.
Can recognize their caretakers and show affection, will bond with certain individuals and follow them around, will often bring someone an object and play tug-of-war, gentle, inquisitive, and very intelligent. You'd think all this was from someone describing their dog. Actually, these quotes are all from people talking about vultures. The Jurassic-sized graveyard griefing alopecia pigeon actually has the personality of an imprinted puppy. You might not know that, because most times people see one, it's either thousands of feet above the earth looking for death, or on the ground feeding off it. Truth is, the vulture just might be the most generationally misunderstood bird, and in the spirit of Earth Day, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 most maligned and honestly reputationally screwed over animals.
So vultures can be good pets. You tell me the birds that eat fucking dead things, right?
You can't please everyone. No. I like my list, so let's get into it.
I know all that.
Starting off, it's not hard to see how vultures got done dirty. It's pretty hard to earn public favor when you dive barrels deep in a bloated buffalo for a living. And you add the fact that they'll leak liquid nasty all over their legs to stay cool, projectile vomit in self-defense, and in a world of...
I didn't know that.
Vultures have a home.
Vultures are disgusting.
And anyone who's worked with them will swear by how smart they are. They're arguably the smartest birds that aren't corvids or parrots. And they're part of the exclusive group of animals able to make and use tools, with Egyptian vultures using a rock to have an ostracized omelet. Yeah, get on their good side, and it's like having a lapdog with wings. Apollo was a turkey vulture who apparently caught feelings for her caretaker Dave. They're also smart enough for a vulture vendetta to be a real thing. But what makes them underrated is just how much worse our quality of life would be without them. Botulinum toxins is the deadliest natural substance known to man, and vultures eat it like candy. Vultures can also tank tuberculosis, anthrax, and even the bubonic plague.
Okay, vultures.
Disease, but that's exactly what they help prevent. And if you want to know what happens when
shout out to the vultures out there eating people, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Hey, make sure they keep eating people though. There's one thing we got to make sure they keep eating. We cannot let the vultures go extinct. We cannot. It's probably some weird ass niggas out there that actually want to eat vultures, but please don't hunt them to extinction. Don't taste them, please.
About 99% loss.
Leave them alone.
Suffered one of the worst bird blights in history, mostly thanks to a drug given to cattle that also caused kidney failure in the feathery coffins. And with less of nature's cleanup crew taking care of expired bodies, the number of feral dogs went up, and so did cases of rabies. If you remember my Halloween video, a rise in rabies might be the biggest jihad to the human race. I
don't want it. I used to be so scared of rabies as a kid. Oh my god.
The turkey vulture is so OP, they've actually been used to help find gas leaks, with engineers putting special chemicals in pipes. And with them being more corpse-happy than a necro in a morgue, many places rely on vultures as alarms against poaching activity. Unfortunately, the poachers started to catch on and have been murking the snitch tweeties by the hundreds, even the ones that are endangered. Worst part is, they're targets, so it's hard to hide when you're part-time in the sky, and there's no witness protection for a stork. Pretty easy to victimize when you're vulnerable and easy to track. And these are vultures.
Stop.
It's not like they have cloaks or camouflage or a VPN. And that last one would actually help a lot, since something like NordVPN would help the sky caskets go off the grid. Since NordVPN creates for your data and protects your identity by hiding your IP address, which means, unlike vultures, you can disappear to a place no poacher can find you. Another difference is where you can find a flying carcass merchant anywhere that isn't Antarctica or, weirdly enough, Australia. NordVPN allows you to connect to one of thousands of servers across countries all over the world, which means if you want to enjoy some wild Australian entertainment without entertaining the Australian
snap.
The servers of Down Under are only a click away, and where vultures clearly invested in being a tank of a raptor, with reliable servers, you never have to feel like you sold your speed for security. And like how the V-Bird's liquid assault protects it from bacteria, NordVPN's threat protection shields you from ads, trackers, and malware. along with a dark web monitor to make sure your personals don't end up in the wrong place and leave you more violated than a past tense pig. So to get the most out of your streaming service, you go to nordvpn.com/casualgeo for an exclusive deal on a 2-year plan plus 4 months extra. With Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, it's virtually risk-free. Nothing about being a vulture is risk-free. That's why the condor nearly got wiped off the census. But in a W from humanity, conservation efforts help bring the big bird back from the brink. Hopefully people start to come around to vultures. Anything that show with capybara can't be that bad. Just too bad you can't say that about number 9. The Grim Reaper once released a gang of guppies into the Amazon and made it our problem. Or at least that's what you would think from how much the media gets on them. You've probably heard that piranhas can undress a cow down to the bones in minutes, and that skinny dipping in a pool of piranhas is one way to get blacklisted from breathing. Truth is, these fish felons are mostly scavengers, and when you do see one with an expired body, they're usually not the cause, but a symptom. They don't go out of their way to homicide humans. Most attacks involve people either splashing around like prey or getting way too close to a feeding frenzy. But they're basically the bees of water. They don't want smoke.
Yeah.
For all that face, piranhas are natural.
I feel like the one piranha movie has done piranhas pretty bad. Like I used to be horrified of piranhas watching that movie. Oh my god. But yeah, I think it's definitely giving them a bad reputation. But they definitely do eat fucking meat though. They definitely eat meat. They will attack in like fucking flocks of 100.
Also, they're not strictly meat. They'll also eat fruits. They'll eat seeds, leaves. There's even a type that eats mostly river reeds. But that wouldn't really make a good movie, now would it? Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like they're not capable of mass destruction, but their PR team really did them filth. Jeremy Wade sat in a pool of allegedly trigger-happy piranhas and didn't even get touched. And the whole story came from a Theodore Roosevelt hunting expedition.
Jeremy Wade, bro, that nigga insane, bro. That nigga is insane.
Where he saw it happen. The catch is, the guys wanted to impress the president, because who wouldn't? So they actually netted off a section of the river and starved the fish in it for a week, only to feed them with a cow while Roosevelt was watching. And just like the cow, the piranha's reputation never recovered. Sometimes all it takes is one incident to royally screw over an animal. Something next on the list knows all too well. Let's just get this out of the way. There are some deaths where you never forget where you were the moment you found out. For me, that's Kobe Bryant,
Oh yeah.
Bozeman, and of course,
I never forget where I was when Kobe died, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Steve Irwin. Bro, nigga, I was doing homework, nigga. I'll never forget that, bro.
aka Steve Irwin.
Crazy.
And you have had smoke for Stingray kind ever since. But before you go wage war on the water waffle, first we gotta talk about just what went down. For one, Steve Irwin got struck directly in the heart, causing massive bleeding. He also never traveled with anti-venom, because anti-venom was anti-Irwin. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, because it wasn't even the venom that did it. Again, it was the bleeding. Stingray venom isn't even all that fatal. And at the time, it was only the second reported stingray-related death in Australia since 1945. It took over an hour for him to get to emergency workers, but again, it probably wouldn't have made a difference. The point is, literally everything that could have possibly went wrong, went wrong. Like piranhas, stingrays are what a New Yorker might call a scariad that would rather run away than run a fade.
So he just lost way too much blood. Like, this stingray hit him in like essentially the perfect spot.
Chill like that. Pro tip, if you're ever walking around stingrays, do the stingray shuffle. You're just gonna want to drag your feet. Basically,
I'm pretty sure he got hit in the heart, like right in the heart. So yeah, it's sad.
Other than that, unless you're a crab or a fish, you really don't have much to worry about. Besides, let's not act like Steve Irwin, the same man that took a love bite from a cobra and said sorry to the snake, isn't somewhere in the afterlife eternally apologizing to the stingray for spooking him. Stingrays have been misunderstood ever since, but we can drop the vendetta. If we know anything about Steve, that's exactly what he would have wanted.
Oh, he was in there with the stingrays.
Yeah, I'm really gonna have to explain putting dolphins here. Okay, well I feel like this weird thing happened where we went from Free Willy to finding out dolphins take that title seriously. So much that we ended up correcting. And I personally and publicly talk endless amounts of shit. Don't get me wrong, the facts I said, I'll say it again, and I'll say it with my chest. But me calling them water Weinsteins or homicidal hot dogs or a blowhole bandit, nah, that's actually so crazy. But that's just me anthropomorphizing. I don't actually think they're evil. It's fun to treat them like humans, but they're still just wild animals doing what comes naturally. It's just that what comes naturally often involves them naturally. Actually, I should never mind. Look, with intelligent animals, there's always going to be duality, and I don't even need to say it. I just have to show you these two articles. But dolphins can be wholesome too. Like the same way parents will baby talk a toddler, Mother dolphins actually do with their calves. They'll also sing to their baby before it's even born to teach them to recognize the sound of its mother's voice. We also found out that dolphins in a pod will often go out of their way to make less noise so they're not confused the calf in the oven. And when it's out, being a helicopter parent means mom dolphin won't sleep for up to a month straight. There's also decent evidence that dolphins get excited around pregnant women because they can detect the fetus and understand the implication of new life. And of course, there are stories of dolphins saving people from drowning and sharks. Hey man, I'm not going soft.
Oh, okay, dolphins.
Whenever I can. I just feel like
Okay,
because they're so smart,
dolphins.
people make the mistake of holding them to human standards, which is pretty unfair considering a lot of humans don't even reach those. Dolphins aren't Disney characters or the spawn of Satan. They're just them. And that's
They're
the
just dolphins.
dolphins. You can go ahead and put orcas in that too.
I ain't fucking with no orca.
The greatest trick squirrels ever pulled was convincing the world they're just whimsical, nut-loving creatures. But they're actually rodent psychopaths profiting off pretty privilege. They'll eat things like baby birds, baby bunnies, and even snakes. Red squirrels are wartime cannibals.
Squirrels.
They don't seek and destroy and eat pups. Only to get with the mother of the kids they just murdered. Let's not forget that time a group of squirrels dismembered a dog for barking too loud.
What?
The number of squirrels with manslaughter charges is higher than you think. It's estimated that shoe-happy bushtails cause up to 30,000 fires a year, not only costing millions in damage, but likely barbecuing human collateral in the process.
What the hell?
Time a squirrel managed the electrical system of a complex with NASDAQ, freezing computers and crippling the market for over an hour. That wouldn't be the last time. In fact, one did the exact same thing 7 years later. Now, I know I'm doing the squirrels, but I just admitted I've done the dogs, but in my defense, I have a bias. I once got jumped by a pack of squirrels in Manhattan. That was one half of a sandwich I never got back. Moral of the story, there's a reason the smartest man in the universe immediately
They took that nigga sandwich.
the Acorn Mafia.
I would have just let him have it,
Here we
bro.
have another case of animal gaslight. Pigs don't have a reputation of being dirty because we keep them in filth. In reality, pigs are pretty clean, and when they have a choice, they'll refuse to poop anywhere near where they eat.
Oh,
Pigs
really?
are arguably smarter than cats and dogs, and most
I didn't know
animals
that.
are more trainable too. They somewhat passed the mirror test, and some were even taught to play video games. In '98, Lulu
What?
promptly saved her owner from a near-fatal heart attack by rushing out into the road and playing dead until she could get someone's attention and leave them back home.
Oh, snap. Oh. Okay, hold on. Might have to invest in the pig because they are pretty cute. I wouldn't lie. Like a clean pink pig, they can be pretty cute.
We forget how well pigs did without us. And from the Red River hog of the Congo, to the pygmy hog of India, to the bearded Borneo pig, the swine smart enough and adaptable enough to live virtually anywhere. On a dolphin-type beat, mother pigs will often sing to their piglets while nursing. And speaking of piglets, they can recognize their name at only 2 weeks old. You can argue pigs are everything we value in an animal. They're intelligent, they're affectionate, they're super trainable. Because they were bred for food, they got big screwed. Look, I'm not going to virtue signal. You can give me 101 facts on cows, I'll probably still be out here door dashing McDonald's. But it's pretty criminal what we did to the pig's PR. Put it this way, this guy would have been by far the smartest character in the barnyard. They deserve way better than what they've gotten. And I'm not saying you have to give up bacon. All I'm saying is, according to cannibals, the closest taste
I prefer turkey bacon.
pork. I'm gonna let y'all meditate on that. Rats are number 4, and almost entirely because they got blamed for the bubonic plague when the main carrier of the lice and fleas that caused it was likely humans themselves. My theory is rats are found in cities, and cities are usually dirty. So
Yeah, I mean, it's our fault, shit. It is.
in reality, rats are constantly cleaning themselves. In fact, one of the ways they bond is by grooming each other. It's called grooming. Speaking of bonds, rats can often form emotional ones with humans, and anyone who's had a rat will tell you, at some point they'll try to groom you like you're a giant rat. Rats can also provide a public service, with many African poached rats actually being trained to sniff out tuberculosis.
Oh.
The species has been used to sniff out hidden landmines, and not only can they cover the ground in 20 minutes that will take a trained human days, they can obviously walk across the mines without going back to ground zero.
Oh, snap.
The tech rat earned a gold medal after sussing out 100 mines in Cambodia.
Oh, okay, rat.
25,000 square feet of land. He's not the only heroic rodent.
Hey.
Stories of rats saving owners from house fires where they easily could have hightailed it.
Okay.
For the bad PR, rats just might be the top pet. Only bad side with them is they have short lifespans, and your feelings will get hurt.
Oh.
You know, the fact
Rest
that
in
this
peace
is
to
the
all the
only
rat
animal that needs a
pets.
trigger warning is enough to put spiders at 3rd. Now, I'm not going to downplay arachnophobia like I didn't used to backpedal to pigeons.
I don't know. Spiders usually don't scare me, but I've never really seen a big ass spider. Like, I think that would kind of like freak me out for a second. Like, I'd be like, but then I ultimately just fucking probably, I don't know, destroy it most likely. Like, Well, it depends on where I'm at. Like outside, I just hell no, I'm gonna go somewhere else. But if it's in my house, like I don't have spiders now, but I have lived in houses that has, had spiders. And when I would see them, I never saw no big ass spiders. But if I ever saw a big ass spider, bro, man,
Bark being way worse than their bite.
man,
Take the
I
tarantula.
have
They're
to
like
get
a
something. I
granddaddy
don't
of
know if I'd be able to
arachnid anxiety, but
just.
not only is
I'll
their
probably
venom
have to
about as
kick that
bad as
hoe
a
hard
bee's
as hell.
sting,
I ain't gonna
not
lie.
only are they so fragile they can literally explode if they fall a couple feet.
Mm.
Unlike bees, there's no record of tarantula venom terminating a person. Of course, there's thousands
Oh,
of
they
types
have
of
venom?
tarantulas, and some are more of a jihad than others. But then you have the ones that adopt frogs
I
as
didn't know that.
mates, with the frog eating all the insects that could grief the spider's eggs, and the frog getting an 8-legged bodyguard. Truth is, there's about 50,000 species of
Okay.
spiders seasoning the earth, and less than 1/10% of them are a legitimate threat to your life. And that doesn't include the smallest spider in the world, the Patu de Gua, or jumping spiders, which are literally small enough to wear water as a hat. And when you add the fact that they basically have paws to help them walk vertical, and that some like the wolf spider can purr, are spiders not just the cats of insects? Oh my bad, arachnids. According to the CDC, the number of people murked by spiders a year is 7. You're more likely to get slept by a vindictive vending machine. Okay, you're not impressed. How about this? Spiders eat up to 800 million tons of insects that could otherwise destroy crops. If Thanos had beef with spiders, not only would there be way less food, it would be stupid expensive. You can thank spiders for a 4 for 4 not setting you back 400. Not to mention all the pesticides we need to stay alive would ironically turn the Earth into a disaster movie. Look, I'm not saying you got a cake for spiders. I know I'm biased. In fact, bias is probably why the next animal's number 2. I love Lion King, but they'll forever catch smoke for convincing an entire generation that hyenas are, well, that. Hyenas got profiled as scavengers when up to 95% of what they eat is something they can get credit for killing. Gaslight goes crazy because the literal Lion King poaches more food from hyenas than hyenas hoe lions.
Well,
If
wow.
a laugh-happy vice trap eats every part of an animal, like land vultures, the world would be a much nastier place without the mere cat on the ball. Everyone wants to shit on the garbage man until he quits and leaves you with the shit. But honestly, it's the stupid part that gets
Eat
me.
everything.
In experiments, spotted hyenas actually perform better in cooperative problem-solving tests than chimpanzees.
Oh, shit. Yeah, hyenas are smart as fuck. Hyenas are horrifying when you think about it.
Take waffles, for example. Waffles is
Fucking
the lady
killer
behind the
dogs.
Clan, and at the very bottom of it, no less. And in just a year, she went from the third under the ladder to the alpha at the very top, and she didn't even have to fight for it. All she needed was the power of friendship. No, I'm serious. Waffle slowly made the right friends, built alliances with other low ranks, earned favor with some of the higher ups, and before the ones at the top could even realize it, the hyena named Waffles had caused what scientists would later refer to as the syrup rising. And you'd think she'd go power hungry when she got the throne, but nah, the opposite. She never switched up on the ones that got her there, and there were even times where she helped feed the cubs of low status moms. Because hyena hierarchy is more about social networking and climbing the corporate ladder than just running fades all day. See, you wouldn't know that from just watching Lion King, and while some are starting to come around to this giant maligned mongoose, one movie ruined the last animal's rep damn near permanently.
What's this one?
There was no way Sharks were getting the number 1 spot, and really, any way you look at it, we did this overgrown grief guppy grimy. How about the fact that the Sharks' KD ratio is about 10 a year to the 100 million that get murked by people? What about the fact that a coconut to the dome or a bathtub accident is way more likely to flatline you than a shark? There's the fact that we have over 500 species then, but really only about 4.
Oh shit! Niggas be really swimming with sharks.
Holding the great whites, tiger sharks, bull sharks, and the underrated oceanic white tip. But this is a shark, and it's unproblematic to anything that isn't plankton. Same thing with the basking, aka Kirby shark, which is really just a giant pacifish. Then you got white tip reef sharks that are not only non-aggressive, they cuddle each other to sleep. And you can't forget the lemon shark being the golden retriever of the sea that'll often form bonds with divers. Blondie was an 8-foot lemon shark that would go up to divers, but the only thing she'd be hunting for is attention and affection. And while I'm not exactly a huge fan of this, at the end of the day, I wouldn't want a shark in my living room. You can't be mad when you go into theirs. Because if there's one thing you should take from this video, calling it shark-infested waters is really wild disrespectful. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water.
I'm not doing all that, but
give guppies a break. I
hey.
promise you loan sharks end way more lives. Shout out to NordVPN for sponsoring this video, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Hey, per usual, man, it was a good video by Casual Geographic, man. We learned a lot of stuff, man. A lot of animals are very misunderstood, man. I didn't know that about sharks. Niggas really just be chilling with sharks, but yeah, there are a lot of different shark species, of course, like so many different shark species. But also, I didn't really know too much about spiders like that. Like to start, I didn't know tarantulas. Excuse me, I didn't know that they were had venom. Like even though it's not that toxic as he said, I didn't know that they even had venom. So that's actually crazy when you think about it. There's probably a lot of spiders that have venom, but it's probably not that bad. It's actually insane. It's probably a lot of things that have venom you don't even know. That shit is actually insane to me. But if you did like this video, please like and subscribe so I can continue giving you guys these reaction videos. And I'll see you next time.